Welcome to the Fishbowl Radio, everybody. My name is Chief here, and with me, as always, is Juicy here. Mike Archer can't be on the show today. You know, you got them Saturday work blues, in other words. And Juicy would know all about that. So, I got Juicy not on the phone this time. He's actually here in person here in Studio B here in Lafayette, Louisiana. So, I'd like to welcome to the show a good friend, Juicy here. Welcome to the show, Juicy.
What's up, everybody?
All right, well, we got a really good week in college football coming up this week. It's going to be very interesting to see how all these matchups are going to play out this week. What are you most looking forward to see this weekend, Juicy?
This weekend, honestly, I'm looking forward to, I don't know, there's more than one game I'm looking forward to. I was trying to single out one game, but I can't, honestly.
There's a couple of games going on this week. Oklahoma State and Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, that's one of them I'm looking forward to.
Baylor and TCU. And we have just a slew of other games. You got the Iron Bowl this week.
We got Ohio State and Michigan.
And you got Ole Miss and Mississippi State. And you got Florida State and Florida. So this college football playoff is going to get really interesting to see who gets in. Are you surprised that Notre Dame was number 6 in the playoff poll?
I think they kind of got gypped a little bit, but that's just me. But we'll see how this week turns out for them.
I think Oklahoma earned their place to get in there. I kind of could see Oklahoma being in there.
And Iowa getting in there over Notre Dame, though.
That was, like, the criticism with Iowa is they haven't played anybody yet. Like, really, like, top 10, top 15 team, you know. But they have played, I think Wisconsin was ranked number 12.
At the time.
At the time when they did play. But that was more earlier in the year, so you have to take into fact which team you think. Is it right? Because, you know, we could say, we beat Auburn early this year.
We blew them out, but whatever.
Well, Auburn got beat by a couple of teams this year. Like, if you're LSU, you can't really use Auburn as a big crutch to say that you had a...
No, Jacksonville State almost beat them.
Yeah, so, I mean, being number 6 here is a really not that great of a...
It knocked them down a lot.
Yeah.
Over time in the rankings already.
And I don't even think what's going on here, we went to the last week's college football game at UL Lafayette, played New Mexico State, and they ended up losing 34-37. I was wrong on that pick.
Much of a shock. I picked New Mexico State. UL Lafayette in that game.
Yeah, it was this week. They're going to Boone, North Carolina, take on Appalachian State, which we're not going to do the pick just yet for that. But
yeah, we'll save that pick for
save that pick for later. But you know, it's always. That's going to be a good game over there, I think. So we'll see what happens. All right, how about we kick this show off a little bit? We're going 3 minutes already into this.
Let's roll.
Our first game on the list is a very good one. It's going to be at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Lincoln Financial Field. So we got this game here. The 6-5 and 4-3 in the American Conference. Connecticut Huskies take on the number 25 Temple Owls. 9-2 and 6-1 in American. Temple wins. They win the American Conference.
So all they gotta do is win.
Yeah. So I'll let you pick first.
I want to go with UConn because I know they can upset, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with Temple. I just think Temple's got too much on the line for this game. I think they're gonna play pretty motivated, and I think they're going to win the conference. So give me the Owls in this game.
This game's on ESPNU at 6 o'clock.
Oh, it's nationally broadcast.
So you better watch that game in there. Unfortunately, over here, we don't have ESPNU, but I do have to watch ESPN app, so I'm able to watch a lot of
I'll be at work. I won't be able to watch it anyway.
So, yeah, I got Temple winning this game here. Temple is a very good football team. This year, they've impressed a couple of people this year. They were 9-2 this year.
Even though they have started off undefeated, but they kind of slid.
Yeah, they did kind of slide over. You could look at who they won. They beat Penn State earlier in this year, and they lost. The only loss that was a big significant loss that you could
Notre Dame, and then,
but they lost to South
they
Florida.
Got blew out by South Florida,
and they did beat Memphis, which I think I picked Memphis last week.
Memphis is not a bad team, but
this didn't happen out here, so it'll be very interesting to see where they go bowling this year. They were ranked in the 25 college football playoffs, so I mean, it's going to be interesting for them. They don't have a shot getting the Final Four.
Temple is going bowling though.
They are going bowling for sure. I think they'll get into the New Year's Six bowl race is heating up though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But I will pick Temple to beat Connecticut, even though Connecticut is bowl eligible and everything else.
Connecticut has pulled off.
They have
known to pull off upsets.
They have. I mean, that's basically what their mojo is, pulling off upsets. So yeah, give me Temple to win this game here. What you think about? There was a report based that there's, I believe, 18 bowls. Wait, there's 9 more bowl spots, but they don't have enough bowl eligible teams yet.
Well, how many teams on the brink of bowl eligibility?
Well, you got 18 of them, with 4 of them being at 2 losses. So the UL Lafayette Education, for example, is one of them. They would have to win both games to become bowl eligible. But do you think it's possible for a 5-7 team to go bowling this year?
I believe.
Speaking of which, Texas Tech stopped Texas from becoming bowl eligible last night.
Oh, Texas Tech won.
So Texas Tech did beat Texas. So that.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see how this season turns out. We still got some teams still got two games left.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting shakeup on how all that breaks down, because it's going to be, you're going to have all these teams going for bowl eligibility. So, but here's the problem I've been saying for years: there's too many bowl places. There's too many bowl games.
Yeah, but it adds it. But at least gives about half the FBS teams a chance to.
I mean,
play an extra game.
I like all the bowl games. Don't get me wrong, but I think they should be. They're earned, but make it a little bit more harder to obtain.
5 wins is just not too hard to get to some teams. Some teams can easily get 5 wins.
6 wins is easy too.
And just.
But I mean, 6 wins I think is good, but I think we do have too many bowl games going on. But I mean, that it brings a lot of sponsorship dollars to the sport and everything else, because you got the RL Carriers New Orleans Bowl, you have All-State Sugar Bowl, all these sponsors pulling into these games here, make a lot of money. So,
well, it's turning into a money-making ordeal.
Well, it's been that way for the last couple of years. I don't know how much money's generated between all the bowls all put together, but
that's what it's come down to now.
It's all about to make them making $1. So, let's see what happens here. Western Michigan goes on the road to the Glass Bowl in Toledo, Ohio, to take on number 24, Toledo. Juicy, who you got? 8-point favorite is Toledo.
I'm going to go with Toledo in this game. I know that they only lost 1 game, and they've had a few games this season where they had to pull off some miracles, but however, Toledo is outscoring their opponents in the third quarter combined through all the season, by like 80, 90 something point spread in the third quarter. I seen a couple weeks ago. So give me Toledo to pull away from. I think it's gonna be close for a half, but let me say Toledo will pull away in the third quarter like they're famous for doing.
Well, I mean, that's whenever the better team shows up, usually in the second quarter. I mean, that's the second half. Excuse me for that. I think Toledo will win this game over Western Michigan, even though they do lead their conference right now in the West. But at least a game over Northern Illinois, so
they have the best record in their conference.
Well, yeah, but
9-1 overall.
They're 6-1 overall in the conference, but they got Bowling Green on the opposite end, 7-1. But I'll tell you what, Northern Illinois, they're screaming and hollering right now. They want Western Michigan down here to pull off an upset against Toledo, so that way they can have a tie.
That would put them in
that would put them in a tie. But I think
but that wouldn't put them in the championship game though.
I think that would put if I remember right, I think they have let's see here. Let me see what they have to do. Ohio, they lost to Ohio. Western.
They keep Northern Illinois pushing the MAC West.
Yeah, if they couldn't do it there, so if Toledo, actually, even if there's a tie, they got the win over Toledo. So
against some pretty big teams, they had some close games.
Yeah, so I mean that's been good for them. I mean they're both
Illinois.
They're both capable. Yeah, Northern Illinois they're both well capable teams. I think of getting the job done. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see here. I do have Toledo winning that game though. So
I don't see how they lose.
Well, we don't have to see it. The game automatically does it yourself.
Exactly.
This year's been one of those years that's been kind of nuts.
It's like that every year, though.
Yeah, it's actually, you're right. We can't predict these things. We should quit our day jobs and do this.
Yeah, I'm just going to quit my job forever.
Colorado versus number 23, Utah. That's Salt Lake City. Utah's favored by 16 points.
16 points, good God.
I got Utah winning this one.
Yeah, I think Utah's going to win this one. I don't see no upset on this one. I ain't got no gut feeling about it even.
Utah is actually turning to be one of the surprising teams this year.
Well, they've kind of slid down a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, they beat Michigan, which was
I remember when they blew out Oregon.
Yeah. Oregon hasn't been the team this year, but I mean, they didn't pick up a win.
Well, Oregon's back in the top 25.
Yeah. Let's see what I think they were number.
It's the Civil War this week, too.
Yeah, Oregon State and Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find them one here. I was looking for their game to see if so I can talk about it, but let's see. 22 UCLA versus USC. Who you got?
Give me the Bruins. I like the Bruins in this game.
Not so fast, bro. USC Trojans take this game back.
Well, it's already played in Los Angeles. No matter who's playing it.
Yeah.
They both play the same.
Yes, they both have home field advantage, but I think USC gets the job done. They're coming up a big win last week, so give me the Trojans to do it.
Not so fast.
Not so fast. I wanted to do a Lee Corso to you, so that's what we did that for.
Well, I didn't know we had Lee Corso on the show.
Sorry. I mean, USC's only losses have been to Stanford, which is a pretty good ball club. Notre Dame, but Washington. They lost to Oregon, but I got USC winning that one. Oregon's at number 23 for this week, but I'm picking the Trojans to beat UCLA. Oof.
Nah, I don't like the Trojans. The Trojans are a hard team to pick on for, though.
Yeah, I think they'll get the job done. It's a 3-point spread here, so it's going to be interesting to see. Vegas don't know who to pick. When they give you 3-point spreads, they don't know who to pick, so they still.
Well, you can't pick for USC. You don't know what they're going to do.
Well, I'm thinking they're going to have a good game this week, so.
You never know.
You never know. That's why we play the games. We were having this conversation earlier. Actually last night.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, well, who we're going to pick? And then we got into this talk about, it wasn't like mid-majors couldn't compete up top or something like that.
Yeah, how they could give everybody at least their fair shot for a national title.
Well, how would y'all like this, Fishbowl Nation? What your opinion on this? Me and GC just having one of our late night talk. We were just saying that how cool would it be to have a playoff system that had all the conference champions, which they have 10 conferences.
Mm-hmm.
10 conference champions, and you have 2 at-large bids. That way, I know some of you are going to say, well, what about the second and third team in the SEC, or the second and third team in the Pac-12, or we took that into account. But I think winning your conference should be important.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I think if we're going to have a real playoff system and have, teams compete, one of the criteria I think should be for playing for a national championship, you should win your conference. There should be some kind of pinnacle held to a standard that you should win your conference and get an automatic bid.
You get an automatic bid to this playoff.
Because think about it, the NFL is kind of based that way if you think about it.
You got to win the division.
You got to win your division.
In the NFL.
It don't matter if you got 3 of the best teams in the division. 3 best teams.
But they get wild card spots. Whoever is the next best teams after that, they have 2 wild card spots in each.
That's why I'm saying at-large bids. That's why the at-large bids are there to take those teams in. Unless you want to jump it up to 16, where we could have 8 at-large bids and 6 at-large bids and 10 conference champions.
But then that would come the issue of playing too many games.
Yeah, that brings that into question, too. That's why we said on 12, I think was the best. We could go to 14, but that'd be kind of a weird system because one team has to get a bye somewhere down the road.
12, if you go to 12, the first 4 seeds could get bye weeks, and the other 8 play.
Yeah, I think 12 would be a really good system there, but if I think the lower major I like it and the upper major I like it because they'd be like, well, we're going to beat some of these lower teams here, but I think to make things, I think it'd be a very good thing for college football to do. It's kind of an idea we threw